Welcome back, everyone!
Today, we're going to be talking about special interests.
Special interests are actually quite common among autistics. They can range from dinosaurs, sports, trains, stamps, to baseball cards. Autistics have a strong and intense focus on such things since childhood, carrying them all the way to adulthood. Some autistics have special interests that change over time. While they seem arbitrary, they can come across as obsessive. Interests like these can actually be beneficial to autistics. They can help with their development in childhood and build sophisticated minds.
So Liam, can you explain how autistics gravitate towards special interests as opposed to how a neurotypical might find a hobby or an interest?
Well, there's a study that argues that a correlation between autism and talent begins at a sensory level and includes a great attention to detail and a cognitive style called hypersystemizing. Systemizing is recognizing repeat patterns in stimuli on the need to analyze or construct systems. Keeping that in mind, parents shouldn't be surprised when their autistic child approaches his or her special interest a little differently than a neurotypical child. With razor-sharp detail and the drive to construct systems, they're dealing with a training set will differ from what we might expect.
You're right. It's super important for parents, caregivers, educators of autistics to know that children approach their interests differently than they did or other children might.
Yeah, our parents were good examples. When I got obsessed with film and television, my parents would nurture that interest by showing me things such as Turner Classic Movies, the Oscars, books on making movies, filmmaker biographies. They even got me into film classes for me. For that, I will be eternally grateful.
Indeed. So, Liam, how exactly are certain special interests beneficial to autistic people?
Emma, life is like a jazz session. So many players and instruments make up new notes as they go along. For autistics, that can be very scary. They crave a form of stability, something to relieve the stress. So they use special interests as a mental safe zone to re-energize, to expand their minds, a place where they and they alone have control over. Special interests can also help autistics with their social skills. They allow autistics to find each other or neurotypical people with similar interests and engage in various activities such as conversation, gatherings, and careers that might otherwise be difficult for them. Parents of autistic kids can use their special interests as a form of positive reinforcement and a tool for bonding with their child. For example, say you have an autistic kid who's into trains. Take him to a railroad convention. If they're into music, take him to a concert. For me, seeing movies with my family was a huge bonding experience growing up.
And still is. Those are some good methods, Liam. So special interests are good for autistics so long as there's a balance with their daily life, right? Liam, is there a special interest that you would like to share?
Well, okay. Like I said before, entertainment is my own special interest, specifically film, television, and animation. They're like a combination of all the art forms. When I was a kid, our parents would reward me with a special VHS if I'm on my best behavior at school or doing a chore. It took years, but my special interest led me to a group of friends in college. Those guys were my people, called ourselves a film fam, so to speak. I like to think of this special interest as a higher calling for me, to build bridges between communities, and also to help break down the stigma of animation as kitty father. It's not.
That's really cool that you have something like that and that you like to share it with other people. It's important for autistic kids and, well, people to nurture these sometimes seemingly strange special interests, but they can lead to a better life and more opportunities for connecting with others.
It sure worked for me.
And we get to benefit too, am I right?
Right.
Bye,
Bye-bye, everybody.